Hi, it's Paula from Pola Quilting. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you all for tuning in for the second part of my mini quilt along. I have called all purple because I'm making a purple quilt for my friend. Before we start on the new block, I would also like to thank all who purchased my new quilting planner. Every sale makes my day, so thank you very much for every purchase. I'm really grateful. If you have purchased one of those planners, kindly leave a feedback on Amazon so my post can be bumped there and hopefully more quilters can reach and find it. I would also like to thank for a huge interest in the Fordwich block, the first block in this mini series. So many of you downloaded a free handout, and so I thought I will do one better for you and I've actually prepared a full pattern for this block, which is now available on my website in the shop area. And don't forget that if you are on my newsletter, you have access to a discount code. It is in every newsletter email in the perks area. Today I will show you a second block in this mini series, and it's called Truro. I also made the pattern for this block. It's also available on the website. And as you can see here, I have kind of drafted my block in here, but I also plotted where it's gonna fit in my full quilt pattern. So I've got those blocks here on the side. Those ones here, those are 2.5 inches unfinished strips of something. I'm saying of something because I do not yet know what it's gonna be, but I will get there. I know it's gonna be 2.5 inch. For this Truro block, I will be using up the hourglass block we had left from making the Fordwich block. So I had 6 of them coming up of this kind of stack, but I need 12 of the hourglass blocks, so I will start from making more of those. Again, this pattern is magic number scrap friendly. So if you're cutting your fabrics, you can start using some of those fabrics, but as always you can use just your scraps as they are as well. So let's have a look at what we need to complete this quick block. Following the theme of the quilt, I have a primary color as a purple, secondary color which is in this example an orange, and some background of white fabrics. Again, I'm using back of the fabric as a white one just to not have too much design on them. You can make all blocks in one color combination, or like me, keep primary and background the same color family and then just swap the secondary color for each block. I have here one 6.5 inch primary and one secondary color, 2 primary 2.5 squares, 2 secondary 2.5 inch squares, 4 background 2.5 inch squares, and then I took one 2.5 by 6.5 inch strip from my magic numbers tray, and I subcut them into 1.5 by 2.5 inch slices. You will need 4 of them in primary and 4 of them in secondary colors. You can obviously cut from the smaller scraps as well. As far as they're keeping the same color family, they don't even have to be the same. I am starting by making hourglass blocks from 6.5 inch squares, and in first step I am making half square triangle by sewing on both sides of my diagonal line. It is basically 2 at a time half square triangle method. Next, cut in the middle and iron. Make sure that your seams are pressed towards the same fabric here. So whichever color you want to go with, that's fine, just the same direction. Then place them on top of each other, right sides together, and then draw again the same type of lines, pretty much repeating the same process as before. The only difference here is that I am using my center seam to align nice and square my sewing lines. The sewing lines are more or less 1/4 inch away from that middle diagonal line. There will be quite a lot of spare fabric around, so you don't have to kind of be very precise with that distance. There's going to be enough to square it up. Align well, middle seams, pin and sew together. As before, cut in the middle and iron the pieces. You will have 2 hourglass pieces for 2 blocks from that one step. Square them up to 4.5 inch. I am not super precise here, just making my best to align 4.5-inch marks on my diagonal seams and using diagonal line on my ruler. So before we carry on with the project, let's just round up where you can find me and how you can support my work. First of all, please subscribe to my channel and watch videos as I'm posting them without skipping the adverts, please. Please comment against the videos because that helps to push them out to wider audience, and don't forget to share with your quilting friends. Join my network either on Facebook or Instagram. All the links how and where are in the description below. Where you see my posts either on Facebook or Instagram, please like, share and comment on them. If you like to add something extra, I've got now membership available through the YouTube. You can also use a super thanks on YouTube or buy me a virtual tea, coffee or lunch using a form on my website. You can also support me by subscribing to my newsletter via my website. That will help me to notify you when I publish new videos or blog posts, or maybe there are some items available to purchase on my website. However you decide to support this channel, thank you very much for being here, and I hope you enjoy the content. Now we have all kind of subcuts ready to lay down for the block. So my squares are going with corresponding colors in hourglass. Off-whites are in the corners, and the smallest elements next to the opposite color of squares. My favorite way of sewing a block is to adjust the sections so I can have a 4, 6 or 9 patches. Just make it so much easier to sew it, and then you can nest as you go as well. So I divided my block into 9 patches. I will start by sewing together those sections here. Here I like to use what I call circular chain piecing. I start with 2 elements from each set and then cut the front element to add the third until all are sewn together. I did iron the pieces. Directions of the seams are kind of whichever they go, they're not linking with anything else within the block itself. And I can now sew them as 9 patch nesting as I go. Here is my first Truro block, and here are other colors I have made. At this stage block is 8.5 inch unfinished or 8 finish. For my design I will be adding a 1.5 inch unfinished strips as a border to this block to bring the full size to 10.5 inch unfinished. You obviously don't have to, but instead you can add some sashing or leave them on their own in that size. You could also use the easy square in the square method to make them bigger. That's, I think, could have been a nice idea as well. When sewing blocks together, some seams may not nest, and that's fine. But if you prefer your seams to be, the flattest way possible, then I do recommend you actually keep your seams open. All of it is a preference, so you just go with what feels the best for you. Thank you very much for watching me today. If you missed first block in this mini series, I do recommend for you to go back and check on that. And as a reminder, both blocks are now available as a full patterns, and all links are in the description below. Thank you very much for watching me today, and see you next time.